Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Legacy at the request of Patreon subscriber Corey, and this is Lively Dirge Rector Yorion Nickfit. I've also been asked to shout out the New York City Magic Discord if you play Magic in or around New York City. That's a place where you can connect with other players, find events, etc. The link will be in the video description. This deck started as a brew concept. Corey and I had a brew session together where basically the original idea was Lively Dirge is kind of cool with Bright Glass Gearhulk. What can we do with that? And then as the toolboxes begat other toolboxes, and then the deck expanded to a Yorion deck. And then somewhere along the way, we lost Bright Glass Gearhulk because we found Academy Rector, because we realized the deck wanted to be Nickfit. And at the end of the day, I hope you like toolboxes. Lively Dirge. It's a bad Entomb or a bad Unearth, but it can also be both. For 2 mana, you get a sorcery that doesn't do anything. For 3 mana, you can search your library for a card, put it in your graveyard, then shuffle. Important, not a creature card. There are non-creatures we might want in our graveyard in this deck. For 2 mana, an extra 2 mana, return up to 2 target creature cards with total mana value 4 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. And if you spend all 5 of this mana, you can entomb and immediately reanimate a creature that costs 4 or less. Primarily, Academy Rector. And then Academy Rector, if it dies, you can exile it and search your library for an enchantment and put it directly onto the battlefield. Our dope-ass enchantments include Demolisher Spawn. If you got a little board presence, we got a little Craterhoof Behemoth you could grab here. Overwhelming Splendor. Humility Target You. Summon Bahamut, just a 9/9 that destroys a bunch of permanents. In the sideboard, we've got Sandworm Convergence. That can lock out certain types of decks. And in a pinch, you could grab a Pernicious Deed and clean things up. We also have 4 copies of Green Sun Zenith, which are just off the screen. Not everything fits on the screen, sorry. And that gets you the normal green toolbox of Collector Oof, Keen Eye Curator, Endurance, Grist, those sort of things. It can also grab Veteran Explorer. When this creature dies, each player may search the library for 2 basic land cards and put them onto the battlefield. That's the Nickfit part of the deck. Having Veteran Explorer and ways to kill it is pretty exciting. All those ways to kill it dovetail into killing your own Academy Rectors as well. That's why we have lands like Phyrexian Tower and Lazotep Quarry in the deck. That's why Erode is 3/2 favored over Swords to Plowshares. Destroying our own creatures without exiling them could be a big part of our strategy to win. Because we got all these green creatures, we got Natural Order. That's why Demolisher Spawn is here. It is a enchantment for Rector and a green creature for Natural Order. Little synergy there. And we got a Trax that you can grab. Formidable Speaker lets you Green Sun Zenith with steps to get Academy Rector. And this is just value on top of value, engines on top of engines. And we hope some combination of these engines come together in the matchups where they matter, and we get it done. Crazy deck, but I'm excited to play it. Erode and Witherbloom Command, both huge upgrades from Secrets of Strixhaven for Nickfit shells. It's a deck that needs some help, so I'm glad it got some. Let's try it out. This is Dirge Rector. July 24th through 26th, Excalibur Events will be running one of their 3-day weekends in Columbus, Ohio. This event will feature a CEDH 25K, Riftbound tournaments, sorcery tournaments, and Magic side events, including on Sunday, a pre-modern 5K, which I will be attending and participating in. If you want to come compete, sign up in the link in the video description and use code KOVL for $5 off entry. I'll see you there. I'm on the draw in round 1 versus Urza the Planeswalker, who's known for artifact kind of blue-white decks. That's the association I have in my head. Sometimes they're Yorion decks. I'm a little disappointed we're not having a Pokemon battle here. My hand just has kind of a spread of legacy stuff. I'm not doing any nut draws here, but Swords to Plowshares, Orcus Bowmaster, that's a nice little spread of things. Oh no. Have we sold out, or is this like a cool version of Eldrazi? Boggart Trawler. No lead on Verdant Catacombs. Oh, sellout confirmed. Tough. The double Flesh Raker open. This is bad news, everyone. All right, I'll grab Scrubland and plow this first one before I take any damage. A double Flesh Raker plus Eye of Ugin, it's not hard to literally die in that spot. Phyrexian Tower. Okay, if I can get to turn 4, we might have something here. It's a little tricky because Kozilek's command can exile Academy Rector from play or from the graveyard, both of which do stop it. This triggered ability, it's when it dies, you may exile it if you do. So it has to go to the graveyard, and then there's a trigger that has to resolve with the Rector still in the graveyard. My nemesis Kozilek's command. It would be nice if I could get a taste of this Glaring Fleshraker with my Orcish Bowmaster. Their hand would have to be pretty bad for this to go my way, though. It's a lot of mana in the pool right now. Broadside Bombardiers, okay. They did attack with both. That means I can kill the Fleshraker. I'm going to fetch Savannah here. I can't kill the Bombardiers because they could throw the spawn at one of my blockers. If they could just 5 upstairs me with this guy, or they could take a trade with my whole board. But I have to both ping this and double block it. If they throw this right now, then I don't even get the Orc army. Okay, I've decided to just put me to 10. Reasonable. A Phyrexian Tower. I think I want to hide that one. Fetch. I'm going to play Formidable Speaker this turn. And I might grab a backup Rector. In last turn, there was a lot of sequences that would have just killed me, and they didn't take any of them. Maybe their hand is running out of juice here. I discard Boggart Trawler. That's not what this game's about. Yeah, so I could grab one Rector and just put it in play next turn. And if it gets handled somehow, that's fine. If they have to stop attacking, that's also good. And then the next turn I can play Rector and immediately sack it. Okay. Clinging to life. Gotta hope their hand sucks. Or with Formidable Speaker, can I actually do it all next turn? Not if I have to block, but if I go sack Orcish Bowmaster for black, use one of that black to untap tower, Rector with a black floating, or no, Rector with tower untapped, sack Rector. Okay, so I actually have it right now, unless I die. They played this Battle Mage. So if I double block, they'll throw Battle Mage at Speaker. I think I just have to be cool with that. Yeah, that's fine. I'll put Rector in play next turn. Natural Order. Well, I would have blocked differently if I knew I had that. And I've used all my real fetch lands. All of these fetch lands could have gotten Dried Arbor, so I gotta lock in on what I'm doing here. And I think I want to hide the Phyrexian Tower, which does cost me a life, which might be bad news. Okay. Rector is in play. I can't block broadsides. I'm at 4 on board. If they come up with a 4-drop, I lose. Land from hand. Didn't have that last turn because they missed that drop. Can't block. If they're sitting on a Kozilek's command, I can't win anyway. If they just play a 4-drop post main, I also die to that. I play some stuff I don't care about, maybe. Chalice on 1, I don't care about that. And this also taps them out of Kozilek's command because they need Wing Ding to cast that. Ayavugan doesn't help. Okay. Going for the damage. Okay. This is happening. I have to figure out what I want. I could summon Bahamut and destroy Broadside Bombardiers. Overwhelming Splendor. Eldrazi have cast triggers, which means this might not even win a game. I could Demolisher spawn, attack for 7, and then Natural Order it into something else. That seems like it's doing too much. Yeah, I think I want to summon Bahamut and attack for 1 first. Get that cheeky point. They put you to 21. And I have to do this now because Kozilek's command is too big of a beating to let them untap into. Bahamut, destroy Broadside Bombardiers. And then I can cast another Rector with my mana I've got kicking around. Ancient Tomb. Suddenly a lot of mana to work with. Devourer of Destiny. Exiling Rector. Pretty good. The opponent's Hellbent. Bahamut ticks up. Kills the Devourer. Yo! Natural Order time. That was a pretty good draw. Okay. Is the Crawler lethal here? I have land instant creature in my graveyard. There will be a sorcery there, which means I'm attacking for Lethal. Let's go. Natural order. Get the spawn. Oh no. Oh, I guess it technically comes into play first. That sucks. Alright, well. I may have blown it to a haste creature. Oh no, it's when this attacks. No. Okay, it works. I thought it was an ETB. It still works. So let me actually rules that out. Put the card onto the battlefield, then shuffle. So you put this onto the battlefield as this resolves. Putting this card in the graveyard is the last thing to resolve. I actually don't know if I would have had Delirium there as an ETB or not. Because there is a split second in game time. Nobody has priority, but I technically don't have the sorcery in the graveyard when the thing entered. All right, Sandworm Convergence, banger in this matchup. Really glad I didn't go for Overwhelming Splendor, though. That was, that would have just been exiled, and then I die. Collector, oof. Not that important here. I don't have a lot of sideboard for Eldrazi. Just trying to be alive long enough to do one of my big things. Keen-Eye Curator could be a 7/7. Disruptor Flute could name something like Wasteland, I guess. Alright, I'm just going in. Eldrazi's bet as a deck is that they're doing bigger things than you, and if that's not true, they're in trouble. And my deck does do big things. I wonder if I'm the first person to ever win a game of Legacy by triggering Demolisher spawn to make a Bahamut lethal in combat. I think the only way that could have happened before is if Corey played some rounds with this deck before I got to record with it. Tragic, tragic hand. This is almost the nuts. And my opponent's not really going to have basics in their deck. I have white and colorless mana, but I need green to get going. I will mulligan this. All right, I guess I got to hold on to this one. And I'll put basic forest on the bottom. Hand's pretty soft to Chalice the Void. We'll see if my opponent believes in that as a plan. I did Swords to Plowshares last game, but then I also did Dumps to their face through the Chalice after that point. And I can't play on basics here. Gotta get Bayou. This is the only point in the game where Thoughtseize would be any good. Pretty happy with that. We've got Kozilek's Command, double Fleshraker, Thought-Knot. I'm not taking a Fleshraker, even though that is a fast path to being dead. Might have to take the command. Kind of rough. Hate when my opponent's hand is good. But their hand was going to be good. They kept 7 and then didn't have a turn 1 play. All right, here's one of these rakers. Hey. Now, real question though. I could erode their raker, or I could erode my Veteran Explorer, or I could see what happens this turn cycle and erode my own Rector someday in the future. I'm going to play Veteran Explorer and see what my opponent wants to do. Okay, do they take a development turn with Thought-Knot with Fleshraker, or do they just check me with Thought-Knot here? If they drew Lotus Petal, they can just do both. The Cavern on Goblin, that one is there for the broadsides in the deck. Okay, Thought-Knot Seer. I could just erode that with its trigger on the stack. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Let's see if they have a basic. Sometimes they have one. There's usually not more than that. A mountain. Okay, I've drawn an Explorer, and now they get to take a card. Rector and Zenith are reasonable choices. Zenith gone. All right. Got a plan for the Rector. Old Bromasters. That can also kill my own Veteran Explorer. Ancient Tomb from hand. 3 cards. We know one of them selects Trigger. There it is. The life total disappears very quickly once 2 Fleshrakers are in play. Okay, so I take 6 here. I guess we let it ride. I'm going to kill one of my Veteran Explorers and hope for a high roll. And hope they just don't have another spell in their hand. That also matters. I guess I probably want the Plains and a Swamp. All my lands make green already. Alright, F6. Oh no, they did have another spell. Yeah, I got a 1. And they're bouncing one of my creatures. I imagine they'll bounce Orc Army. Confirmed. And now they could attack, and I have a forced block. If they think me not having a natural order sack object is worth it. Oh my goodness. So this is the full dirging. I don't know that it matters anymore, but I can go all the way in here. I don't have a sacrifice outlet. I could get Rector and put it into play, but that doesn't do anything. Even just they have 4 attackers, they don't even need to draw a card, but any creature or any spell they draw kills me immediately from the Rakers. What can I get here? If I get Grist, I can put Grist and Veteran Explorer into play, and then sack Veteran Explorer, kill Thought-Knot Seer, I get to draw a card. But I'm drawing a card, and I get 2 mana. So I have to get Grist, sack Veteran Explorer, kill Thought-Knot, high roll a useful spell, and fade a spell from them at all. None of these other things are useful. All right. I will take my giant high roll. Oh, wait. Oh, the Rector got exiled. Yeah, this could be a spot where if Rector was in my graveyard, I could Entomb Cabal Therapy and then just get the Rector back. But I don't actually have that ability. I'll just do a cool thing and then probably die. I put Grist the Hunger Tide in my graveyard and then return Veteran Explorer and Grist to the battlefield. I guess plussing makes them draw a spell. If they just draw a land, I might actually be okay. And I just block everything. I lose next turn then. What spells could I hit here? There's only one basic plane, so like even drawing one of the plows doesn't help. All right, I guess I will generate a chump for the turn. Oh, the plow was there. And pass. But I would have shuffled for a spell, or shuffle for the lands before I draw for Thought-Knot. Played Eye of Ugin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, they just win. They have plenty of mana to activate Eye of Ugin and then cast something that costs 4 or less. They figured it out. Okay, pretty sweet. Yeah, plan doesn't change. I just need one more turn to operate, and this time I'm on the play. This hand is pretty nice. I'm going to keep a lot of setup here, a lot of cards I like. Leyline of the Void, you savage. You monster. You absolute monster. But I need that. Okay, well, this just got a lot harder. I'll still put Veteran Explorer into play. Battle Mage, just as a Battle Mage. Rector. Another Explorer, leaving a Plow. Cavern on Eldrazi. Oh, good. It's one worth killing. Get rid of that. What are my outs to this thing? I have a Witch Enchanter in my deck. And I have a few ways to tutor it that don't involve the graveyard. Formidable Speaker. I could just start blocking here. I think I'd rather Damage Race, which might sound crazy, but I am in crazy mode right now. Birds of Paradise deployed. Attack and pass. And Lively Dirge does not get around Leyline. There are some modern era graveyard stuff like Barrogoyf that does get around it, but we're not living in that world right now. I'm going to get a Surveil land. It's basically Natural Order or Bust. Mortuary sees Lively Dirge to the graveyard. Oh. Suddenly we're playing. Okay. I'm going to pass. And I'm going to let them attack. I'll line up my blocks, then Besage you the Leyline, and then hope all this mana... I mean, this Reality Smasher is getting it done really fast. Attacking with your creatures. Block, block. I'm dead to Broadside Bombardiers. Or no, that has to attack itself, so that's not true. It's not if you attack this turn, it's if that attacked this turn. And they would have played it pre-combat. I was just thinking, what could me giving them their mountain do? All right. Big moves, big moves. I am likely to Lively Dirge for a Cabal Therapy now. A Swamp and Forest. Forest and Plains. Okay. Fingers crossed. This game is winnable. Sandworm Convergence. Save me. Unfortunately, Kozilek's Command still blows out my line. Oh my god. Holy moly. Alright, now I have all the options. Do I just grab Atraxa and try to hold the line? Oh, Atraxa, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I still have 4 mana open. If Atraxa hits Cabal Therapy plus land, or just one of my land sack outlets, we're still good. I think I should tap green. All right, Natural Order for Atraxa. Big spins. Swamp, Grist, Witch, Enchanter, Pernicious Deed. Okay, I got a Planeswalker. That one's free money. My land. I can play and kick Lively Dirge with a 5th actual land. Erode is an instant that could take some pressure off me. Pernicious Deed's my enchantment. Reanimates my sorcery. And what creature do I want? A second Rector? I think that actually makes some sense. Because if I'm worried about removal for the first one, or exile for the first one, this does check my boxes. Okay, I'll take all of that, play my land. At 5 life, I can erode Reality Smasher and pay the ward by discarding Reanimate, won't even miss it. Lively Dirge can get... I don't think I'm dirging this turn. I could play and erode my own Rector. I could play Rector, leave up erode. I think that's the play. And I'm going to play around Wasteland. All right, play at Rector, leave up erode. If opponent can deal with Atraxa, I could YOLO erode my Rector. If they can't deal with Atraxa, I don't need to do any of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're a mana short of exiling Atraxa with Kozilek's Command. And if they go land Kozilek's Command for 7, then they're tapped out to get Rector triggered. And then Sandworm Convergence should hold it. Though with Deed in my hand, I might want to get Overwhelming Splendor, because if they Kozilek's Command for 7, they'll probably make 7 dopes. Or no, because they have to deal with the Atraxa. One of them's locked. It's not make guys and... Okay, alright. I think I like my position somehow. Oh no. Wastegate Battle Mage is not good for me. I hate this blue in the pool. If they play Wastegate Battle Mage, I probably just have to erode Reality Smasher and block Battlescape. And then hope next turn is good for me. Yeah, that's pretty good. 2 cards left in hand. Who do you want to bounce is actually an interesting question. If they bounce Rector, I'm just going to hold. Because that's too spooky. Like, bouncing Atraxa is such an obvious play here that the fact they're thinking about Rector makes me think about what they're doing over there. Okay, Atraxa has been bounced to my hand. This Battle Mage does not have haste. Oh no, don't do more! Don't do more! No! Okay, so I'm dead exactly. Or no, I have the one out of erode my Rector, get Sandworm Convergence, hope their hand is nothing. Okay, we're going to go to beginning of combat, erode my Rector. Please don't have Graveyard Hate. The ability resolved. Oh, that was the erode ability. Yeah, I want to do that too. But yeah, let's Rector. That resolved. All right, squad. Sandworm Convergence means they can't attack ever. Overwhelming Splendor makes their creatures 1/1s with no abilities. I still take 2 in combat, but then I could sweep their board. Does this turn off? Can't activate abilities that aren't mana or loyalty abilities. Okay, so they can't Eye of Ugin anymore with this either. Do I want to take 2 and I can deed 1? Yeah, I can deed for more than 5. Yeah, I'm going Splendor. All right, Splendor. Attach it to my opponent. Yeah, that's the way to go. And then I can put deed in play, hold it up for 5. They can't Eye of Ugin. Oh my god. Another Rector. I have 9 mana. That's enough to deed and deed for 5 with 1 left over. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Pernicious Deed in play. I can't afford to Grist or to Reanimate here. At beginning of combat, deed for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This takes out the Lotus Petal and all their stuff. And I'm getting a turn. We're so back, team. Okay, it might be time to lively Dirge for a Cabal Therapy. I'm going to Dirge with both kickers. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This lets me put Cabal Therapy into the graveyard and then return Birds of Paradise and Veteran Explorer to the battlefield. And then I'll play Academy Rector. Flashback Cabal Therapy. Use Rector's ability, yes. Sandworm Convergence. All right, another layer of protection. What card would even be in their hand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Can't even really imagine what's in their hand. Leyline of the Void. Seems like silly to say that, but also Dismember, maybe? I don't know. Like, they would have cast most things. Yeah, Leyline of the Void is there, I just don't care. So, like, that does make sense. And do I need a Witch Enchanter? And I might want to blow up a Leyline of the Void. So I'll pass the turn and make a 5/5 worm in the end step. How do I lose this game? A cast trigger off of the guy? Let's go! Clutch Boseiju suddenly unlocking a gajillion mana! Woo! Undefeated lifetime. On to the next round. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here. I am on the play in round 2, and my hand is a Clunker Chunker. That happens when you play Nick Fit. All right, this one is not a Clunker Chunker. I mean, it's not great, but if they blow up my Veteran Explorer, I'll do stuff. If they don't, I'll eventually natural order it away. See what we're up against here. Misty Rainforest for Underground Sea. Thoughtseize. All right, I'm likely to lose natural order here. That's just the best card in my hand. And I'm going to play this Verdant Catacombs. It gives away information, but I don't think that information is worth more than a Surveil land or something that's actually useful to me here. I could get Dryad Arbor or a Surveil land. Fetch lands actually have a lot of subtext in this matchup, or in this deck. I don't know what this matchup is yet. Dimir Delver. Fun. I'm definitely going to Surveil. Ball Therapy. You don't say. I'll put that on top of my deck. And I'm going to attack first. Happy to trade with a Delver. There's no way they're going to take that. All right, then I'm going to Cabal Therapy, naming Force of Will. I just want my stuff to happen this turn. Then on the flashback, I can hit Murktide Region or whatever the other card is. And forcing this on the way in doesn't matter. I just get more cards. Yeah, happy to pay for a Daze. Force of Will is the name. Ponder Bowmaster Fatal Push is what you have. Okay. I can play Formidable Speaker this turn. I probably have to hit this Fatal Push, actually. My opponent probably has one swamp in their deck, unless this is some, like, Be Excellent brew that has more of them. A swamp and forest into play. Ooh, they didn't have any. Okay. That means they're not necessarily guaranteed to have Revolt for Fatal Push. I still don't think I'm going to name Bowmaster here. I'll name Fatal Push. And then Formidable Speaker gets a tutor. Do I want to get Rector, invest in success, or I could just grab something like Endurance, which is good against their entire life? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Yeah, I think this is just Endurance's time to shine. Turtle up here. Grist is not as good. Like, if these Delvers didn't flip, something like Grist or Bowmaster could be more interesting. If I had a sack outlet ready to go, Rector would be nice. But none of those things are true. I'm just going to get Endurance and Turtle up. I would still appreciate these things not flipping, though. Bummer. Another Ponder, revealed immediately. If Ponder finds another Thoughtseize, they're in pretty good shape, or a Force of Will. Didn't shuffle, bad news. Another Ponder. No shuffle. Scary stuff out here. Can't interact with this attack. Boseiju. Alright, I'm just gonna cast Endurance. Okay, I got through. Attack, because this isn't helping on the ground. And I guess I'll put Yorion in my hand, even though I can't deploy it. But that is another flyer that could help gum things up with my next white source. Making a fetch land into a good draw is actually a nice way to pad out my plan here. Right, what were all those ponders you liked? Thoughtseize. Okay, that showed up a turn late to deal with the endurance. Okay, Thoughtseize stuff out. Fair, 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 fair. All right, now I'm looking for something to get this last 7 points across. Natural Order just does it with the seller guy. Boo, boo. Okay, so I'm literally dead. That doesn't have to be true. I could hit Cabal Therapy and strip their Orcish Bowmaster. My own Bowmaster, that's too late. All right, I'm going to concede because I'm dead. They attack me for 6, then ping me for 1, and I'm hellbent. Nothing I can do about it. I don't need to reveal to them that Orcish Bowmaster's in my deck. Well, that game might have been actually winnable if Delver didn't blind flip. If that game went exactly the same, but if just like they had to ponder from hand to find the second ponder, even if every other card was still the same. I don't know, just cool. Cool how tight that was. All right, I've got Carpet of Flowers and Sandworm Convergence. Oh, I did Sandworm Convergence backwards last round. It's creatures with flying can't attack you, and then the worm comes up the ground. Whoops. Glad that didn't punish me. I thought it was creatures without flying can't attack you. My bad. But now this card's actually good in this matchup, where I thought it was bad. Okay. Things that are not as good. Collector Oof does not matter. I do like all my go big toolbox stuff. Thoughtseize matters a lot less. And if I can clear a force and get one of my game winners through, that is of course nice, but if I'm like Thoughtseizing them taking a ponder or something, I don't really care about that compared to what else I could be doing. Might be one of the reanimates if my life total is under beats. All right, here we go. Another toolbox payoff card and lots of mana just entered the deck. Oh, this is messy. ETB tapped land, hurt me land that doesn't cast my spells, and land that is a creature that dies to everything. But I do have Therapy and Rector. I'm going to roll the dice here. Backstreet. Love to just see like a basic forest on top of my deck. Oh my god, there's that guy. This is like the best or worst card I could find based on whether or not Dryad Arbor survives. All right, I'll put it on top. I've taken risks this far. Wasteland? Yep. All right, Dryad Arbor. You're up, big guy. This is one of the worst feelings in Legacy Magic, is just putting a Dryad Arbor into play and hoping it survives. Hey, they got a shitty-ass land, too. Untap Swamp? Oh my god. All right, so I can see if they want a Force of Will Veteran Explorer. Like, I don't care if they daze the therapy, but I don't want a therapy first name force, but they have daze, then I have to skip my turn. Here we go. Cabal Therapy. Force of Negation. Dirty. Dirty gaming. All right, fair enough. I can Dirge another Cabal Therapy into my graveyard this turn if I want to do that, if that's worth doing. Just ripping a Phyrexian Tower would be great. Thoughtseize, okay. Could take the Mana Source, or could take any of these. And taking Rector or Speaker when Dirge is in my hand is kind of a half measure. But if I just draw a land, then taking Witch Enchanter was a huge waste. My hand is frustratingly bad for both of us. It's bad for me because I'd like to play Magic in a functional way. It's bad for them because this Thoughtseize isn't super impactful. It went for the land. I respect it. Drew a land anyway. I think I'm going to put Formidable Speaker on the stack, just to see if there's a daze in the hand. I don't actually care if this resolves, and I'm not even sure if I want it to. Okay, it has resolved. I guess I will discard Dirge and grab something like Grist or Endurance. I could get Birds of Paradise. No, I like Grist. That one's going to be a huge pain in the ass. It's a sack outlet for my Veteran Explorer as well. When it can't quite Murktide here. Flow State. Yep, that is fully operational. Wasteland. Taking out Dryad Arbor. Okay. Land off the top. Go nuts. Disappointed. Okay, I am still doing stuff. Their life total is depleting. Another flow state. Seems everybody has powerful Secrets of Strixhaven cards in their deck. May 18th is the next ban update, and I am curious if they'll just like hit flow state because they're like, we've seen this before, or if they're actually going to let this card exist for a while and, you know, whatever, see if it's actually okay in this current iteration. They attack. And there's not enough information yet to ban flow state on a pure information axis, but we do have the information that we know what expressive iteration does. And I'm going to bank this plains because there are fewer white sources in my deck than other types of stuff. And I'm just going to be tapping out and casting my spells. I'm not trying to get smart about anything here. All right, force pitching Delver. Now if I draw a land, Dirge can bring Grist back into play. I think I will hold on to this Dirge for reanimate mode. I don't think I want to be entombing Cabal Therapies right now. Ponder did not shuffle, found another land, Thoughtseize, took the Rector, which is a funny choice because if I draw a land, Lively Dirge is also Rector. So we've seen Force and Negation in their deck. Hey. Alright, gamers. How about a kicked Lively Dirge? Kicking it doesn't actually matter. Or, yes it does. Nope. This is exactly the thing I said of entombing the Cabal Therapy and getting back the Rector that's already there. We've got it all, team. I could wait a turn to play around Daze. They haven't had a Daze yet. Okay, yeah, they're just straight up scooping it. Let's go. And another cool piece of Lively Dirge tech is Dryad Arbor doesn't have mana value, or its mana value is 0, so you can just always get Dryad Arbor for free if it's sitting in your graveyard when you reanimate with Lively Dirge. Whatever you were going to get plus Dryad Arbor is just back. Nice. Okay. That's what the game looks like when I'm under 0 pressure of any kind. I prefer that to the double Delver open from game 1. Yeah, same deck, let's go. Not a lot of new technology to add here. Wow, this hand is bad against Thoughtseize and good against a lot of stuff. I'm going to keep. I've got 2 1-mana conditional acceleration items here. Delver. Okay, do I want to lead on... I'm going to lead on Carpet and just hope for the best. Because my best outcomes are with Carpet in play. Yeah. If I had a second land to play around that, I would have thought about it. It's just not a thing I have access to. Okay, no flip. I am drawing live to a black source. Our deck, a swamp. An untapped swamp. No. I got by being on the draw here. If the Delvers don't flip, we stay hopeful, though. Still didn't flip, which means it can't attack, because I don't think they can afford to feed me my 2 lands here after me missing a land drop. And every turn that the Delvers don't flip is a turn I could draw an untapped black source and go nuts. Wow, aggressive. I'm not saying that's bad, but I am saying it's aggressive. Swamp off the top still wins me the game. Ugh. So close, so close. All right, Delvers, spend another turn not flipping, please. Overwhelming Splendor to the graveyard. No flip, no flip, no flip, no flip. No! The beating from the underground mortuary. If that's Bayou, I'm going nuts. That's Cabal Therapy, Veteran Explorer, Flashback Cabal Therapy, get 2 lands, Bowmaster, one of your guys. And that sets up Pernicious Deed for the next turn. Tragic. Might still just Pernicious Deed here. Might fuck around Pernicious Deed a little bit. Can I keep finding mana? Maybe. Reanimate. Okay, Cabal Therapy, target you. I think I named Force of Will here. I just want my spells to resolve. Pernicious Deed could still stabilize this game. A Force of Will named. Consigned to Memory, no! Oh, these beats, they keep beating. I guess I attack for 1. A Consigned to Memory is a nice one. Yeah, I guess I could have named Force of Will on the flashback, but Consigned to Memory wasn't on my radar, I'm not going to lie. All right, well, let's get that Consign out of your hand, I guess. And the Murktide. Murktide Regent is deceased. Their hand is Mystic Sanctuary. I have to draw Carpet of Flowers to win this game. I think that's how this works. Carpet could get me up into enough mana to Pernicious Deed for 1. That still doesn't even beat the Brazen Borrower, though. Yeah, I might just be dead. Curse You, tapped Mortuary. That would have beat the Consign, too, because they were tapped out on the turn where that happened. Mystic Sanctuary returning Consigned to Memory to the hand. On F5. Carpet? Alright, GG's. Who knew that effective, efficient 1 and 0 mana interaction and land destruction was a good legacy strategy? People should look into this. On to the next round. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there. I'm on the draw in round 3, and I'm not going to keep this hand, unfortunately. Mulligan that one, just not quite doing enough. And here we go. A nice one. Whether I put Savannah, Prismatic Vista, or Underground Mortuary on the bottom is kind of interesting. I think I'm just going to bottom the Mortuary, even though that is some passive selection that this hand might want. Island Ponder. Didn't shuffle. What are you working with over there? Unearth, Brainstorm Days. I'm taking Brainstorm. Unearth is weird. Like, this could be some Demir, Saltai, grindy brew with Slowgurks and shit, or this could be, that could be the one of Unearth that's sometimes in Doomsday decks. Not a normal Legacy card, is what I mean. I'm going to play out this Scrubland. I don't really have anything to do. And this is where keeping that Underground Mortuary would have paid off immediately. And obviously having drawn 2 lands in a row, I just wish I had bottomed any land at random from my opening hand. And to get a little selection now, but you can't know those things when you make that decision. Ooh, that's the card I took. Thoughtseize Bug. A Scalding Tarn right after that. Lotus Petal. Okay, this is smelling like Doomsday now. Yeah, there it goes. Don't know how I possibly beat this. Like, my opponent just has to make a terrible pile that somehow Erode breaks up, I guess, is all I really got. Even if I top deck Endurance right now, I don't have double green to cast it or a green card to pitch to it. I don't play Brainstorm, so there is no way to change my hand by multiple cards right now. Maybe they take a Jace Wielder line. That's how I could do this. Like, if they play around interaction for Thassa's Oracle and go for Jace Wielder, and I can erode it, that actually does win a game. Prismatic Vista, pass. All I can do is hope they mess up. So that's really hard to do from here. They're under no pressure. They could even take their sweet time. Do I want them to even see this erode? No, you got me. I'll hide the goods. And when working on the deck with Corey, we obviously identified combo as a problem. We're a big, clunky, non-blue deck. A Carpet of Flower is great mana. Disruptor Flute can name a variety of things in their deck. Overwhelming Splendor means Thassa's Oracle doesn't work anymore. That one's kind of good. Demolisher Spawn is 7 damage out of nowhere, or more if I have a second creature. That's actually pretty good. And I think the Swords to Plowshares can go. Erode can still target my own stuff, but I definitely want less of that. Pernicious Deed probably matters very little. Collector Oof, they're going to have Lotus Petals. They might have Lion's Eye Diamond, but that's still not actually good. I don't think I'm going to be summoning Bahamut against this opponent. They probably do have enough basics to get full money out of a Veteran Explorer. Keen-Eye Curator might matter. And it hits like a truck, and we've seen Unearth in their deck. They might have a little bit of stuff for that. It's also green for Endurance, which I care about. It might just be like Witch Enchanter or Boggart Trawler, one of these fringe bonus lands. Though my life total doesn't matter in the matchup, I should probably cut a Swamp before I cut a Boggart Trawler. Alright, I'm going to cut a basic Swamp. Okay. I'll keep this. I can Veteran Explorer, kill it with my Bowmaster, ramp into something large to do with Green Sun Zenith. Long pause on this Explorer. I gotta imagine they have Force of Will at this point. They pass the turn to me. I'm gonna attack for 1 and then pass with Bowmaster available. It would be cool if I could snag one of their cantrips and then like kill Veteran Explorer and damage them. There was a window there to deploy the Bowmaster around Days, but I really don't want them getting 2 mana and getting the first crack at using it. Dark Ritual. Doomsday. That's going to resolve. Low State Doomsday. They do have a Lab Maniac. Just calling out a road. Just saying. I was live to believe in that a little bit for the time I had to believe in it. Lion's Eye Diamond. I don't think I can afford to play around days here. I'm just going to rip off this Bowmaster and hope that something good happens for me. Right, there's the force we knew about. Witherbloom Charm. Okay. I can sacrifice Veteran Explorer and draw 2 cards. This basically pays for itself. Is there anybody I can Zenith for that's helped? No. I wish this was target player draws 2 cards. I could destroy Lion's Eye Diamond, I guess, but it would be weird if their pile actually cared about that. I think I should draw 2 cards. Sacrifice a permanent if you do draw 2. I would like to do that. I drew Endurance and Dryad Arbor. Okay. Okay. Did my opponent put 2 basics in their Doomsday pile? That would be so slick. I guess I want Forest and Swamp here. Got my ass. Okay. Is there anybody I Zenith for, or do I just play around days? I could Zenith for another Veteran Explorer, and that at least keeps the beats coming a little bit. No, I think I'm just going to pass and try to keep this Endurance up in a place where it might actually win the game. I should count dazes. That's probably important here. 1, 2, 3. There's 3 dazes in exile. Oh, they did not take additional game actions with their whole turn. Ooh. Punch a hole. Punch a hole. We love holes. We love punching. Unearth, Force of Will, Doomsday. The Doomsday's crazy, trying to take a second ride on me. But I'll take the Force. And I guess I want Dryad Arbor in here for the beats. Doomsday and Unearth are the hand. All Force of Wills are accounted for right now. Edge of Autumn. Thassa's Oracle. Cast Endurance. You now have 5 cards in your deck. You could make it 4 by cycling Unearth. And now I just don't do anything, and I win. Like, if I don't attack or block, this Thassa's Oracle can't end up back in the pool of Doomsday stuff, and it can't get unearthed. Yeah, I can chill. Academy Rector. Do I want to show them more of my secrets? I could Zenith for up to 6 here. Oh, I could attack, let them block, and then Zenith for Keen-Eyed Curator, exile it, and that's kind of the same thing. All right, let's go. Attack. No block. Cool, cool, cool. Zenith for 2. I'll get the critter. The Keen-Eyed Critter. And they're packing to it. Let's go! Witherbloom Charm. 100% win rate in games where I've drawn it in Legacy. Okay, we saw Lab Maniac in the deck. And they just got cooked by Endurance, which means they might pursue Labman over Oracle. The Oracle is still just the cleanest one. They know they're introducing risk by doing that. I want this Swamp back in. Oh, I drew so many freaking lands that game. And I got pretty lucky to get out of it. All right. I'm happy with this sideboard strat. Let's go. Okay, I have the most important card in my deck in my hand, Overwhelming Splendor. But that's not where I want it. Cabal Therapy into Orcish Bowmaster is kind of like actually just game against Doomsday. Or, okay, never mind. I've been sideboard teched. But I do have Boseiju in my hand. Oh, good. Another big banger. I'm probably gonna tutor for Backstreet here. And then try to set up Boseiju and then double therapy the turn after if it's not too late. We did see these exiled off the Doomsday last game. This isn't a total surprise. It's just, gonna be good against me. Okay, opponent's got a 1-lander. And some graveyard hate. Get the Shadowy Backstreet. Green Sun Zenith. I am gonna want that eventually. Do I want it now? Oh, I could Zenith for Explorer. Then next turn, Boseiju the Leyline, Therapy you, Flashback Therapy. But my opponent's missing land drops, and that's the same. Like, that's their problem. That's not my problem right now. Okay, little Spell Bomb action. Do I want run Bowmaster into days here? I do want Bowmaster in play. I have to ping myself, but I think that's okay. I have to ping myself with the first one, then I can ping the Bowmasters with the other ones. Okay, so they just picked up a tap land. My Bowmaster's in exile. Cycling Street Wraith. Undercity Sewers. Is back. Dumped a Force of Will. Interesting. Okay, do I Zenith here? I think I actually do just want Veteran Explorer at this point. Is Birds of Paradise better? I don't think so. Veteran Explorer is in. Opponent might even just Fatal Push this to get their own game plan online. The second mana has arrived. Okay, Dark Ritual Cycle Unearth is so good for me. I was betting on getting another turn to try to therapy a Doomsday out of their hand, but they kind of clearly don't have it, or at least didn't have it there. Multiple therapies. Attack with Explorer. Okay, Beseju, your ley line. Then hopefully we can just tear their hand to shreds here, and ramping them this extra mana doesn't hurt me too bad. Cabal Therapy, the first of many. I'm going to name Consigned to Memory. I'm going to learn from my previous mistakes. We got your ass! Consigned to Memory in the graveyard. Flashback Therapy. And I think I want to take Force of Will from the hand now. Plains and Swamp. You're going to get some lands too. I'll name Force of Will here. And then I think I want to take... And it's Dark Ritual or it's Thassa's Oracle. Or I could wait a turn. That's actually pretty tempting. Do I actually have any artifact or enchantments? I think I boarded some out and I've drawn 2 of them. Like, does this Rector only actually get Pernicious Deed right now? Or Carpet of Flowers? Yeah, Bahamut's in the sideboard, didn't bring in Convergence. I drew the spawn and Splendor was in my opener. Yeah, we might have just eaten shit here. Okay, I guess I'm just going to pass then. I don't care much about the cards that are in my opponent's hand. Thassa's Oracle, just going for a little scry action. Did end up keeping one of those cards. Looted Delta spent. Lively Dirge. Okay. I'm perking up. Opponent has Dark Ritual and 1 randomly drawn card in their hand. I can go a full send Lively Dirge, which could get back Veteran Explorer and a 3-drop. I could just grab Grist, or I could get Formidable Speaker, discard Overwhelming Splendor, get Endurance. Oh, that's nice. All right. Lively Dirge, Con Queso. All modes. Did you draw Days? Please don't draw Days. Okay. Formidable Speaker to the graveyard. Return Veteran Explorer and Formidable Speaker to the battlefield. Formidable Speaker triggers. Discard Overwhelming Splendor. Get Endurance. And pass the turn. And if my opponent is caught slacking here, I can Endurance myself, put this Overwhelming Splendor back into my deck. Like, that's all face up. I can, like, Rector, Therapy, Endurance myself, Overwhelming Splendor, then Labman and Thassa's Oracle don't work anymore. Okay, we're getting a lot of fetches here. Dark Ritual. Doomsday. There's the send on that one. 1 card in hand, Thassa's Oracle already on the battlefield. Question mark, profit. Jace might still beat me here. Ooh, Nile Spellbomb getting put back in the deck is crazy. Nile Spellbomb Unearth selected from the graveyard. Cards that are in exile. Force. Days, Consign. Days. I definitely saw 3 Days' last game. Still in the deck. Okay. Is Lab Maniac in here? It's not. Okay. Would a list have Lab Maniac and Jace? That seems so unlikely. Reanimate. Interesting. Okay, so I want to Therapy first. Force. Okay. Days actually does mess me up, so I'm going to Therapy, naming Days to start this turn. Days has been named. Brazen Borrower is what they do have. Wow, that's actually annoying. And the way sequencing works is they get to bounce my thing before I can. Yeah, they can bounce my Overwhelming Splendor before Therapy takes that away. Okay. What do I do with this information? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can have 6 mana right now. If I sack Veteran Explorer, they would bounce Formidable Speaker. I don't think I care about that. All right. Cabal Therapy, you. Gotta imagine you're out of basics. Okay, so this comes back to my hand, but I can use that again. Yes, use the ability. I'm gonna get a forest and a swamp. Do I just want 2 forests? Yeah, I actually just want 2 forests. I don't have that much black mana going on here. I'm gonna name Take Out the Trash. All right, Take Out the Trash was named, and I've got a Formidable Speaker send here, and I can play Demolisher Spawn next turn. My opponent has constructed a pile that included Unearth and Nile Spellbomb. But they might be planning to Spellbomb themselves, so Labman beats Endurance. Interesting. If true... Oh, can I win right now? Hold on. I have Reanimate in my hand. Everyone shut up. Sit down and shut up. Okay. There are 4 card types in my graveyard. Other attacking creatures get +4. Brutal. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1. Yeah, I can't do it all. Sad. Okay, so I think my job here is to Formidable Speaker, discarding Academy Rector, leave up Endurance mana, and my intent here is to cast Demolisher Spawn next turn. All right, what do I get here? I could grab Grist. I could take Keen-Eyed Curator. All right, yeah, I will take Keen-Eyed Curator because we saw them put Unearth in their pile. Keen-Eyed Curator. I can pitch Spawn if I need to. And, okay, I will pass the turn here. And we both know that I have Endurance. Don't care about this Brazen Borrower. What is going on in this pile? Have you made a pile that beats Endurance while playing around Keen-Eyed Curator? Flow State. That puts the rest of your cards in the hand. Okay. Is this like Thoughtseize plus Thassa's Oracle? But that doesn't beat me either. Oh, it's gonna be... Oh, okay. But if it's Lab... Okay. Thassa's Oracle... Oh, with 6 Devotion. Sure. Okay, that does it. All right. I was 1 attacker short there. Yeah, the Brazen Borrower. If I could read the blind name somehow. Yeah, that Brazen Borrower was just the perfect card. It beat my Rector, turn off all your Oracle things, and it gave you the necessary... I guess you had 4 anyway. All right, cool. And Doomsday players are so smart. On to the next round.
The NYSE Open is returning on June 6, 2026 to Long Island, New York. This proxy-friendly vintage tournament has the guaranteed prize pool of 8 pieces of Power 9 to be drafted by the top 8 based on final standings. Any additional profits made from the event will be added to the prize pool as on-site vendor credit. This tournament has been great the last 2 years. How often do you get to act sad about winning just a time walk? You know I'll be there. See you at the NYSE Open on June 6 on Long Island, New York. Use my link in the video description or find the New York Stacks Exchange on melee.gg.
I am on the play in round 4 with a terrible hand I will be mulliganing. This is not exactly pretty, but I am going to keep it. Turn 1 Thoughtseize. I mean, if my opponent has something nice, I could animate that their thing. The Surveil land is available. I got options here. Okay, Force of Will. I got to take this Tamiyo. That's just the thing that does anything specifically in their hand to move their game forward. Kind of sweet. I could animate dead the Tamiyo. My deck does not draw 3 cards in a turn. The danger of stealing someone's Tamiyo is when it flips, they get it. But I think that's okay. Well, I mean, it's not okay for them to get it. But if I get to draw 2 cards a turn just by making clues in my deck that doesn't contain Brainstorm and does contain Cabal Therapy, I've got game here. And if they just rip off a Caracas here, I'm going to be a little bummed. But it's a risk we take. Not Caracas. And if they erode this, that's also fine. Get me ramping. All right, there I am with my Demolisher spawn. You love to see it. Unless you're me. I hate to see it. I was lying. I hate it so much. I do have things I would do here with my mana, so I will draw a card now. That's not one of them. Felia smokes me here too. Please just get a tap land. Okay. Red, I don't think there's any red cards I'm worried about here. Okay, Prismari Char bouts it. Okay. never mind. They found one. That's way better than Caracas or Felia, though. At least it cost them a card. Bad news, though. Now I have to play against a Tameo. I'm gonna get the Mortuary. Bowmaster, what's up? Okay, I'm gonna pass here. I'm gonna use the Endurance in combat to draw out either the Force of Will or the Erode. It stinks just knowing that my opponent has 2 face-up answers to the stuff I'm trying to do. But we gotta get through them somehow. Force pitching Lorien. Okay, saved the Erode. That might mean they plan on spending their mana this turn, all of it. Like if they just tap out for Jace the Mind Sculptor or some shit, that would not be great for me. Crack the Clue. Deck. All right, your hand's in my hand now. I'll save this Bowmaster for when they crack the Clue. This is likely to just get eroded, but I'll at least try to get on the board. And actually if this even resolves, even if it gets eroded right away, that is a second body, the Orc Army, for Demolisher Spawn. And my 4 cards in my graveyard are, in fact, 4 different card types. And this is 7 mana. I just clap for 12 here. Okay. I could crush for 12, or I could play Yorion just as a body, fetch Dryad Arbor in the end step, and attack for lethal next turn. I think this is a better bet, as they have to answer Yorion if they want Tameo to keep doing stuff. And if they have a Plow or another Erode, I'd prefer it on Yorion over my Spawn. Plow it is. Played around it. I don't love being the soft spot removal, but I gotta say, the idea of Spawn coming in here from the top rope is exciting me. 5 cards in your hand. Snapcaster Mage. I hope this is for Ponder. Okay, it is for Ponder. It's not for one of the removal spells. This flips Tameo, but I'm attacking for 14 through it, which is just not lethal. And of course, if they have a Force of Will, I'm cooked anyway, and they've drawn a lot of cards. Get Dryad Arbor. How long do I dance around this? Other attacking creatures get +4, so it's the 8 that this buffs, plus the 6 it would still have. Yeah, if the Snapcaster wasn't in play, I would be going for it here. Do I want to spend any effort on Keen-Eye Curator? I guess I do. Swamp's in play. Pass the turn. Tameo can't regrow cards here. Oh, other attacking creatures get +4, not Trample. This has Trample itself, but it doesn't grant Trample to the other friends, so this was actually wasn't even putting them to 1. They do get a full chump block on one of my 4/5s. Ponder did not shuffle. End step. Exile. I'm going to start with Instants. I don't have to get all the instants, but I'll start with their best instant. If they do have a Snapcaster here, let's have a fight. Swords to Plowshares in response. I'll also exile Prismari Charm and Erode and Ponder. And I can't get to a Delirium, so I'll just take the spells out of their graveyard. Sure, one more. No, I can't play around Snap Plow here anyway. Yeah, I'll take a land, whatever. Okay. That has happened. All right. Big dog, it's your play. Let's go. We flushed out a Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, Force of Will. Who invited the cop? Tameo just has to hold one more turn and she's got it. I do have some Erodes in my deck. Pernicious Deed doesn't kill her. There could be some bomb sequences, like somehow ending up with Rector. Is that possible? No, it would cost 7 to play and activate Deed. All right, big rips. The Bayou is not it. I'll at least invest the Pernicious Deed. That could let them draw half their deck, and then I still have something going on. I'm going to try to play through this. Generally not medically advisable to do that, but I'm out here. Maybe I shouldn't have played out that Bayou, at least make them think about the possibility of Orcish Bowmasters. Yeah, that Bayou is pretty bad, actually. I was thinking about my next turn and what I'd like to do with the most possible mana, but I should have been thinking about what they need to be afraid of. I have to imagine Flow State is in this deck. That's why Monastery Mentor would be the win condition. There it is. This is for 1 card, thanks to my Keen-Eyed Curator. And I'm just going to chump block here. the longer I can keep this deed unpopped, the better. Prismatic ending my deed. Sad. All right. Let you make the monk first and then deed for 3. Okay. 17 cards in hand. I don't like my chances, but I do need them to present another win condition. Tameo, not a win condition, turns out. Not literally. Oh my god. I'm a mana short. That Dryad Arbor dying is devastating. Okay. End step flipping a Tameo. That's a thing you're allowed to do, I guess. That deletes a draw engine for no real reason. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if this is one of these super light control decks that just has one mentor and a couple snapcasters to win, I might be through them already. I'm not going to concede till I see something that actually beats me. Oh, Lingus for 12 will do it. There you go. All right. Nope. I could still draw Pernicious Deed, and them having the Monarch decks them faster. So I'll give myself one more draw. All right, big rips. Oh, do I want them to know this is going on? I don't. All right. Yeah, I'm just dead through that. There's not even a trick to block with. Okay, the card Tameo is pretty good. And they do have the ability to bounce it, so I probably shouldn't reanimate it if I successfully take it away. Sandworm Convergence doesn't stop Monastery Mentor. I could have Carpets in just for mana. Lands also make mana, though. There's not a lot I'd want to cut here. There's that poor Collector Roof. Never finds a home. My answers to a flip Tameo are Witherbloom Charm, Erode, Wrist. I could bring in these Disruptor Flutes, I just really don't want to. Summon Bahamut, attacking it in combat. Yeah, I think I'm just going +1 Carpet of Flowers over the Collector Roof, and otherwise stays together. Interesting. I will keep this. The fun of Carpet of Flowers here, ready to go. Do I want to Zenith for Dryad Arbor? I think I do. Eroding Dryad Arbor is not a good answer. I wonder how many erodes versus plows they have. It's probably the 5th plow. Ponder. Carpet of Flowers is one of the ways in the deck to cast Atraxa. There's that and Birds of Paradise. Okay, do I want to stick this carpet now? I think I do. Make green, and I'm going to resolve a deed while the getting's good. If I can have this deed floating here when something like Rector comes into play, that gives me a lot of options against this exile deck. Fetch first for basic planes, then ponder. That's interesting sequencing. It makes me feel like they already have Prismatic Ending, or they know that's exactly what they want to draw and they're just going to spin for it. Or they're just so scared of Carpet of Flowers that they're willing to make their mana bad without really knowing where it's going. I'm going to politely decline Carpet of Flowers. I'll play Backstreet. Oh, we love a Zenith. Attack and pass the turn. Brainstorm. Ooh, missing a land drop after brainstorming. Going to discard. That means their hand is all spells, which isn't necessarily good for me. All right, I'm going to Zenith for Grist. That's just the kind of thing that will cause them trouble for a long time. It's a sack outlet for my Rector. Milled over Cabal Therapy. Gaming. I actually just want that in my graveyard, though, for the Rector. Eroding Grist. All right. Grist, thank you for your service. You put a Cabal Therapy in my graveyard, got me a land, and made a 1/1. Gotta be happy with that. I'll grab basic planes. Get my attack for 1 through. I'm planning to Surveil with this Verdant Catacombs. Flow State is good for 2 here. Other Surveil land coming. They did hit their land drop. Oh no! That's one of the things I wanted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I think this game will come to the point where I can cast this. I'm going to keep it around. All right. I'm going to make white and cast Rector. The cool thing about this play is Rector is actually the 3rd best card in my hand. I have to assume my opponent has some forces over there, or else what's even in their hand? Wow. All right. Wall Therapy, you sacking Rector. I would like to use the ability, although my stuff's kind of bad. It just gets some damage going, I guess. I'm going to Overwhelming Splendor my opponent. They didn't Force of Will this, which makes me think they don't have it. Because Atraxa is the card I'm really trying to resolve here. I might just name another Flow State. I don't care about their creatures anymore. We got a flow state. Swords of Plowshare, Spell Pierce. Okay. Yeah, so it's 2 creatures that don't matter. We got a that's a card smiley face in the chat. Sure is. It is a card that exists. Okay, attack with my 2 1/1s. My opponent could dump out a bunch of 1/1s into play this turn. Ponder. That was not in the hand a second ago. Atraxa will get plowed immediately, but I do get the reload. Shuffle the Ponder. Basic Island. Carpet of Flowers, waking up here. I did need 1 more mana from somewhere to cast Atraxa. Alright, so I have perfect info right now. They can brainstorm and change the info. Oh, well, look who's here. The Academy Rector, who's out of good cards to search for. I'll make blue. Oh, I did have 1 more mana than I thought I did. Alright, Atraxa is on the stack. Probably going to get plowed in response to the trigger. Except, here we go. Land, enchantment. Do I want Pernicious Deed more than I want Animate Dead? I don't think I do. Animate Dead, Cabal Therapy. I already have a Rector. I think I want Formidable Speaker as my creature. And my plan is to kill them with their own mentor from here. But I think I have to spend a turn attacking first. Because if they can Spell Pierce that, that's too easy. And if they dump out their creatures so I can't take them, then I'll Bahamut and kill them and take them anyway. 1/1, no abilities in play. Scalding Tarn. They have 1 unknown plus the ability to still brainstorm. Ooh. Okay, I'll make black first. Thought sees you. This will force the action and pave the way for Cabal Therapy. Okay, I'm going to take Brainstorm so their hand can't change. They've got Tameo, Lorwyn, Spell Pierce. I'll take the Lorien Revealed. Get that out of here. Spell Pierce Tameo is the hand. And Academy Rector actually is kind of bad, as we've determined. I'm out of good things to get with that. I'm going to Formidable Speaker, dump the Rector. Yeah, Orcish Bowmaster seems as good as anything here. Kill the Monastery Mentor. Yeah, okay. Overwhelming Splendor. Enough on its own to win with whatever mopey mess I have left. I might need Convergence in just as something respectable to do with Rector. Like, that was actually embarrassing. I had access to 3 Rectors this game and barely wanted the first one. Carpet of Flowers was kind of nice, but obviously we know that's true. If they didn't have Graveyard Hate in before, they do now. Yeah, the spawn being the bridge between Natural Order and Rector, and it being castable in these slow matchups, like, that's enough for me to be into it. They have so many creatures for a control deck, but I still think I can afford to lose a plow, or maybe an Erode. This is not a deck I want to ramp, and they're going to have a lot of basics. Okay, my Sandworms are ready to converge. Oh wait, Erode was for Tameo. My bad. Notice when I had already clicked submit. Yeah, Erode gets Tameo coming or going, which is the card I'm most worried about. Oh, this hand is so slow. This is turn 3 Entomb Cabal Therapy, turn 4 send it on Rector. That's bad. I'm going to mulligan this. Okay. I can be convinced on this one. Keep this. Bottom. With Witherbloom Charm, I don't actually need Erode. Keep the Faith on Lively Dirge. Alright, Erode's out of here. Prismatic Vista, please cast Ponder. Okay, good news. I'd love to draw a Cabal Therapy. Prismatic Vista, another one. I think I can afford to get basic Swamp here and keep my fetch land value up. Thoughtseize, we've got Plow, Tameo, Flow State, Lingus. It's probably just Tameo. Yeah, this is a poor Flow State. I'm not giving them targets for Plow. And Lingus for 0 is not a play. Island also doesn't cast Lingus. Found a Ponder. I think I have to hold up their Bloom Charm this turn, just in case they go Lingus for 1. I really don't want them having the Monarch. Didn't shuffle Ponder. Okay, as much as I'd love to use that Zenith, we know what they're cooking with, and Witherbloom Charm is necessary here. Tundra fetched in the end step. Please slam a red source into play and go for it. Boo. Boo. Coward. My Cabal Therapy remains an incredible draw. Shuffle the library. Brainstorm. I'm a little nervous about them coming up with a land this turn because if they link us for 2, it's not good for me. Okay, so do I think they have a plateau, I guess is the question. Like, I could play Veteran Explorer here. And I know they have Swords to Plowshares. Okay, Forest, Veteran Explorer. I also have the option of sacking my Explorer to do the whole Nick Fit thing. But ramping them 2 lands when I'm already worried about them getting online with 4th Air Lingus, not great. Okay, here we go. Lingus for 1. Nope, just flow stating. Another flow state. That's actually pretty nice for me. Because now I can, with end step Witherbloom Charm, sack the Veteran Explorer. I get to ramp dig and hope for the best. Like, I need a discard spell no matter what. But I'm no longer even really competing with this 4th Air Lingus. Witherbloom Charm. And flow state's really good. Remember when their hand was bad like 2 turns ago, and now they have 7 cards in their hand and it's really good? Okay, this is worth a Force of Will to you. It's probably smart. Cabal Therapy out the top. Oh. Oh. All right, well, let's try this one then. Veteran Explorer. This probably still doesn't beat the ramp plus 4th Air Lingus. But if I find a Cabal Therapy, we could still be in. I'm definitely getting a Swamp here. And Plains gets me into Swords to Plowshares. Forest casts my real cards. All right, Swamp Forest it is. 2 Plains from the opponent. And Force of Will. All right, the full ass kicking. And they still have 2 plows in their hand. All right, yeah, I'm getting my Lingus 4th to so hard here. I don't think there's anything I could Zenith for that would stop that either. Oh, did I? Fuck that whole turn. Well, they had Force of Will, so it turns out the outcome would have been the same. But I'm sitting here talking about I desperately need Cabal Therapy and Lively Dirge, dumping Therapy, sack the Veteran Explorer, ramp, strip the 4th Air Lingus. Maybe this turn is okay, but they would have just forced the Therapy. So, okay. I accept. Guess I will spend my mana somehow here. Grab another Veteran Explorer. Yeah, specifically 4th Air Lingus is so good here. Even Monastery Mentor, I think I could play through. But between the Tameo and the Lingus, all those turns ago. Oh my god, did they brainstorm it away? Why am I not dead? Hold on. Everyone hold on. Okay, Lively Dirge. I can kick this, get Grist, and put Grist and Veteran Explorer into play. Okay. Lively Dirge. Is Grist the best one? I think it is. And get 2 creatures back, plus Grist. Milled my Endurance. Yeah, I think they must have brainstormed away that 4th Air Lingus. It might be in their hand now, like if they brainstormed it away 2 turns ago and didn't shuffle. But if that card is not in the mix, I'm cooking. Okay, suddenly fetching mana number 7. Bad sign. Oh, okay. Yeah, they definitely shuffled it away. Ponder. I mean, they're still going nuts over there, but this is exciting news. Didn't shuffle Ponder. Lazatep Quarry. Okay. I'll attack for 2. If they plow Veteran Explorer in combat, that stinks a little bit, but we can make it work. Okay, Lazatep Quarry. Sack Veteran Explorer. Add a green. I've still got basics. Wonder what you've got. Plains and Forest into play. Still got basics over there. Respect. Plus Grist, just in case I hit Cabal Therapy here, I can check for forces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Please don't have Spell Pierce. That would be embarrassing. Fuck me. All right. I was never playing around that. Prismatic ending the Grist. Tameo. Shadowy Backstreet. Okay, Lazatep Quarry. I can eternalize a creature in my graveyard. The only creature there is Endurance. I'm not excited by that. Shadowy Backstreet. Formidable Speaker. That card requires more cards to function, and I don't want to discard Yorion to do that. So I will get rid of that one. Push the damage I can push. Yorion to my hand. Yorion straight onto the battlefield. Ain't no time to flicker. Just gotta present baddies. Okay, there's the Swords to Plowshares still kick in. Okay, so I'm looking for a Academy Rector here, a lively Dirge. Does it too? This Tameo is going to quickly invalidate my insects forever. I'm going to dismiss this Force Aerlingus because they clearly don't have it, though I know it's in there somewhere, and I'm dead the second they find it, unless they find a Pernicious Deed first. Brainstorm, Mystic Sanctuary. Do you want Lorien Revealed or Force of Will? Flow State. Okay, that's kind of like Lorien Revealed. Right. Picked up the Flow State from the clue. Flow State. Still in business with a Rector or a Dirge here. A Bowmaster. I don't hate that card. Right. Last Adept Quarry is activated as a sorcery. Now, there's no clever things to do to beat a counterspell here. Tameo plus. Green Sun's Zenith. Just send it on Atraxa. Or Zenith for 7. I can pay for Spell Pierce. Hardcast Force, perfectly reasonable. Flushing out Force of Will here is also fine, though, because if they just turbo ultimate up to Tameo, and I've flushed out their interaction for Bowmaster, that's good. Prismari Charm, Surveil 2 draw card. This is not a place I want to put my Bowmaster. It's not enough to beat the Tameo. It doesn't even really get on board. It doesn't beat 4th Aerlingus. Ironically, my opponent's so deep into their deck, they're only going to draw 9 cards off the Tameo. They don't even die. A Snapcaster, targeting Flow State, pretty good. Yeah, Tameo ultimate. They can ultimate into Bowmaster, miss on the answer, and still win this game. Teferi Time Raveler. Don't like that guy. Alright, I will at least do the thing I can do here. Brainstorm in response. Maybe 4th Aerlingus is... Even if it's the bottom card of their deck, they'll still kill me before the Monarch kills them. There's so much mana. Yeah, part of the bet when you put Veteran Explorer in your deck is that you're going to ramp more than your opponent, and my opponent has ramped as much as me. Basic lands are broken. I'm going to kill Snapcaster Mage. It's one less thing in play. Teferi resolves. Pretty safe plus on this Teferi. Yep. Alright, banger off the top. Academy Rector, Green Sun Zenith, Lively Dirge. I'm drawing surprisingly heavy for as late in the game as we are. 13 cards in my opponent's deck. We know one of them is 4th Aerlingus. Big rips. Oh my god. Certainly you don't have a Force of Will in all those cards. Oh my god. I'd like to sacrifice a creature to add black to my mana pool. Still not convinced this does anything. But here we go. I will... So I could just park Pernicious Deed in play, which actually does check the Lingus, except that they have Teferi, Overwhelming Splendor. Or wait, do I just have a lethal attack with Demolisher Spawn? Is that the play? It's gotta be, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna try to demolish. Move to combat. Don't have a plow, don't have a plow, don't have a land. You might have a plow, but you might not have a land left in your deck. If we're in combat, we win. Oh my god. Attack my opponent. Trigger spawn. Tameo's triggers resolve. Big spawn beats. Those were such sick games. Oh my god. Demolisher Spawn, a card that did not exist in Magic the Gathering until I found it on a Scryfall search, building exactly this deck, and it's come up so many times this league. On to the final round. Hell yeah.
The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables. In this YouTube series, hosts Patrick Sullivan and Patrick Chapin go set by set through Magic's past, leveraging their decades of experience as Pro Tour players and game designers to analyze the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a deep dive into the facts, mechanics, cycles, trivia, decks of the time, and historical context of the set. The hosts dig into notable cards of the era and their lasting impact today. Each set gets an award show where the hosts pick their favorite cards for categories such as Best, Worst, and Weirdest. And finally, give a letter grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables.
I'm on the play in the final round, positive record on the line. I don't think I can keep this hand. I'm holding one of my Rector targets. It's kind of just slow in general. Alright, this I can cook with. I'm going to bottom Bahamut. And I'm going to Thoughtseize my opponent. I'm going to lead there. Legacy's busted enough that this might kill or save me. Okay, Snuff Out is annoying. Brainstorm actually makes their hand kind of good. Okay, I'm going to take the Brainstorm with the intent of Zenith for Veteran Explorer. And if they want to Force of Will that, I accept. If they think I'll just hold Snuff Out for whatever this is, they're going to be pretty bummed out. Okay, this Thoughtseize will be really nice later. I am not going to fetch a white source here. I'm making the decision to play around Wasteland. Zenith for 1. Do they have their wits about them to force this? Or do they think they can just kill my Noble Hierarch or whatever is coming out of here? Bang, Veteran Explorer. Nice Snuff Out. I mean, they might still snuff this to just put 2 lands into play, but I am happy with that. Yeah, if they like snuff out to get their 2 basics, and then that is exactly enough to cast a 5/5 Murktide with Force still in their hand, that's a reasonable play, I guess. I'd be happy to see it, but it is a reasonable play. So Cabal Therapy, my best draw. Land is reasonable here as well. There's Underground Sea. Cabal Therapy. All right, I'll take a land and start doing damage. I could Thoughtseize here, see if I could get that Murktide out of the way. Then I have to navigate Force of Will for a while. All right, I am going to Thoughtseize and see how they want to respond to this. Probably just let it resolve would be my guess. Unless they've drawn another blue card they're happy to pitch and then still have Force blue card left. Well, Thoughtseize. All right, Force pitching Murktide Regent. I was going to take Murktide Regent with that, so that's money for me. They get to hide their information, but they lose the Murktide. Does that mean Barrogoyf is in my near future? What was in your hand that was better than Murktide? Barrogoyf indeed. Yep. I'm familiar with that creature. I've seen it before. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna fetch here for... I can't get planes, unfortunately. I don't want to lose to a Wasteland, but I do want access to white mana if it comes to that. All right, I will get Savannah here, and I'm going to play Formidable Speaker, and I'm not going to discard to it. Kind of hoping they just like counter or kill it, but I mostly just want to block Barrogoyf and have a green body in play to Natural Order with. So now they have to make a decision. Are they going to snuff out my Veteran Explorer? Okay, immediately got by the Wasteland. Oh, are they going to snuff out my Veteran Explorer or just not attack with Barrogoyf? Those are the choices here. A Barrogoyf coming in. Putting Veteran Explorer in there, obviously. My opponent's going to get a Swamp here. I'm going to get a Forest and a Plains. If you didn't like attacking into Academy Rector, or attacking into Veteran Explorer, you're going to like attacking into Academy Rector even less. Okay. Seem to be playing around Natural Order. Oh, interesting. Do I want to tread water? Oh, there's Face Up Force of Will. Yeah, okay. I will cast Bowmaster on my opponent's turn. Hopefully that costs them all their mana for the turn. And then I can park a Rector in play and slow this game down after that. A Barrogoyf attack. Bowmaster. 3 cards in your hand. Is this worth your Force of Will when you suspect I am a big-ass combo deck? I actually think forcing this would be really greedy and messy. But it's what I hope my opponent does here. Like Barrogoyf, you can just gain 8 life over the next 3 turns, smushing through this, and keep your force up. Yeah, good call. Wasteland? Animate Dead. What does that even do? Animate Dead the Veteran Explorer? Good luck ever attacking. Or, okay, I'm going to play Rector, you're going to force it, then I'll Animate Dead it next turn. Yeah, okay. This is kind of how we drew it up. Okay, Force of Will, 1 card left in hand. I hope there's not removal or a second counterspell there. Oh no, mana's being tapped. Not that one! Okay, Barrogoyf gets a taste here. That's still not the end of the world necessarily. Really don't want to see Murktide Regent. That one can kill me through my Rector. Okay, nothing. Just a whiff. 1 card in hand over there. Flow State, stop. Stop, Legacy decks, please. Why are Legacy decks so good? No! Please take the natural order. Please take the natural order. And then I draw a fetch land and I win. Yeah, the idea of one card in hand in Legacy is just a completely different idea as long as flow state exists in the format. Yeah, I took the Animate Dead. All right, fetch land off the top. Shit. All right, here's this dick. Pass the turn. Probably just have to take a Barrowglyph hit here and hope that Natural Order can stabilize. This Orc Army attack is suspicious as hell. That means they have another Bowmaster. All right, I'm not blocking. Not blocking nothing, never. Yep. Oh my god. What a surprise. Okay. I'm at 4. Barrowglyph triggers. Miss, 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 miss. Wow, it missed somehow. They're busy drawing all their creatures. Cameo. All right, so I'm going to get an Atraxa. It's kind of cool. Exile flow state from your graveyard. Exile, I guess, also flow state from your graveyard. Didn't you cast 2 of those? I guess it was only 1. Flow state. Ponder Thoughtseize Snuff Out. I don't care about these cards. Guess I'll take Brainstorm. Cabal Therapy. Little late. Keen-Eye Curator does get to attack here. That's fun. They don't have enough to stop it. Keen-Eye Curator's in. And what we're looking for here is Atraxa. Atraxa hit land, Swords to Plowshares, or Erode. Like White Source plus the ability to remove Barrowglyph. Not quite. Okay. Verdant Catacombs can get my Dryad Arbor. Okay. Catacombs, Zenith, Rector. That's all I get? I guess so. Oh wait, no, there is a Wasteland face up right now. Guess I can't do anything about that. I could cast Reanimate right now on something small. Okay, hold on. Zenith out. Reanimate in. Swamp in. If I reanimate Bowmaster, I'm at 2, but their options get a lot worse. And I can Rector plus Therapy next turn. All right, yeah, that's the line. Done. Swamp, reanimate, target. Or I could just, no, I can't reanimate Rector. I'm at 4, I'm at 4, I'm at 4. Can't do that. Okay. Get back Bowmaster. Kill one of yours. Opponent's in top deck mode, but I'm ahead. Go. All I can do is hope. They don't have enough stuff on board here to kill me with the removal spell. Like, they could Fatal Push whatever Atraxa blocks so I don't get lifelink. But I have enough blockers that I'll survive that combat anyway. Something's happening. Oh no. So Kaito taps Atraxa. I chump, go to 1. All right. No, we're still playing. Somehow. Oh my god. That was such a good draw. Maybe they'll panic and crack their... Come on, attack with that. I have to block elsewhere. Don't leave that Bowmaster back. What are you doing? And maybe they'll panic and crack their clue before blocks. It doesn't make any sense to do that. It's actively bad to do that, but I'm hoping for mistakes here. And unfortunately, at 2 life, yeah, they found the attack. Turning their creatures into ones with no abilities doesn't save me. Okay, you get a clue. I have to make these blocks. Man, Kaito, what a hit. Yeah, that knocks Atraxa out. Can't even push back with it. Okay, do I have anything here? I'm also at 1, not at 2. Creatures are 1/1s. Any one of them is lethal. Pernicious Deed. I don't have enough mana for that. And Kaito just beats it or no, Kaito is a creature on their turn. So Deed would kill Kaito on their turn, but I don't have enough mana to do that. My Animate Dead has already been used, so there's no like creature spin I can take on this. They're not at 7 to kill them with Demolisher Spawn. Summoning Bahamut kills Kaito, but then I just lose to combat. Man, sad. I thought I had that one. Okay. Carpet of Flowers coming in. Collector Oof out. Tough league for you, little buddy, but at least I have easy sideboard choices. I think I want the Convergence in. So that's Convergence and 3 carpets I'm looking for. Curator does matter. Thoughtseize matters a little bit, but I think less than bangers I'm bringing in. And I could probably cut Witch Enchanter. All right, here we go. That was a great game. This league has been full of great games with insane top decks. And is kind of bad. I'm going to mulligan. This one, what does this hand do? I can Cabal Therapy, invest that in the graveyard. This hand's very bad to Wasteland. I think I got to go to 5. All right, here we go. I'm in. I'm going to get rid of Lively Dirge for sure, but then all the other cards in my hand are actually good. Dirge to the bottom. I could get rid of Plow and just hope my plan works. I think that's what I have to do. Like if they go Force of Will, Veteran Explorer, Wasteland you, I'm mostly out of juice. But if they Force of Will, Veteran Explorer, but they don't have the Wasteland, that's why I kept the Reanimate. There was a long pause and then it resolved. They do have the Wasteland. Interesting. Okay. So I can sack this guy, make black, Thoughtseize you, then reanimate my guy. All right, this also ramps them probably for 2 lands, but I gotta play the game. Swamp and Forest. Can't afford to get planes here. Thoughtseize you. Force of Will, Murktide, Fatal Push. I'm gonna take Force of Will. I mean, luckily their hand's bad. A lot of basics in this deck, though. There's 2 in play and another in their hand. It's kind of crazy. Get back Veteran Explorer. You want to Fatal Push that? Is that a game you want to play? I'll play that game with you. Hell yeah. We've got a gamer in the chat. A Forest and Plains coming out here. Okay, opponent's out of basics, so they play exactly 3. Their hand is Murktide Regent. They slam that baddie, and then I Sandworm Convergence their ass. So they can't have Force blue card here, because there's only one unknown. If they have Daze, I can pay for it. Oh, now I can pay for it and still do what I want to do. All right, I'll sack Academy Rector for green mana. Yes, use the ability. I think I want Sandworm. Is that better than Bahamut? Overwhelming Splendor doesn't do it here. All right, yeah, I'm going to get Sandworm Convergence. You can't attack me with the creature you have, and pretty soon I'll have more 5/5s than you. Undercity Sewer. I mean, Barrowgoyf could be bigger than Sandworms, but I'll just have enough of them to turtle up. Okay, Barrowgoyf confirmed. Erode would be a shame if your creature got eroded. They still can't have Force blue card over there. They attack with Worm. And they're just conceding. They're like, all right, if you think this attack's good, I don't want to play anymore. Sick. Okay. Okay. On the draw. I mean, this hand disruption is nice. Maybe one Formidable Speaker comes out and a Thoughtseize comes back in. This guy's a nice bridge into other stuff through Zenith, but it's also a little bit clunky in a matchup where every card, every life point might matter. That was a mull to 5, by the way, for those keeping score. Ugh. All right. I really like this Carpet of Flowers and the Erode. I don't like that my hand doesn't really have mana in it. I think I have to trust my base green deck to come up with a green source at some point. My thoughts have been seized. It's all right. Hand is honestly pretty mid. There's not a critical thing. Like if I had mulled to 5 to find like Veteran Explorer plus discard. There's Veteran Explorer. Can I have 4? Oh, I can reanimate that shit. Graveyard. Graveyard. Straight into the quarry. Yeah, like if I had mulled to a hand that had Cabal Therapy, Veteran Explorer on 5, Thoughtseize completely collapses me. So just a big unwieldy hand of 7 cards. Kind of where I want to be into a turn 1 Thoughtseize. I'd prefer a good hand of 7 cards with multiple angles, but can't be too picky, I guess. All right, I guess I want to fire the Reanimate here, and I still want to hide the Lazotep Quarry from Wasteland. See this combo? Entomb Reanimate, ever heard of it? Is this worth a Force of Will? They're thinking about it. They know I've got the Quarry and the Erode. They don't know I've drawn Demolisher Spawn, though. What are you going to do about this? Veteran Explorer in play versus blue-black is just so nice. There is nothing good they can do about this thing. They either have to just go through it and give me the lands, or they could bounce it and it'll be back. And bouncing a 1-drop, not exactly sexy. Brainstorm. And this one is not like Rector. When this dies, you get the trigger. I mean, Dothi Voidwalker, that sort of thing would turn it off, rest in peace, but it's not like Surgical Extraction can clip it once it's dead, the way Rector works. Underground Sea, found off that brainstorm. And I've gotten to my turn and found another veteran explorer. All right, how many of these do you want to play through? All right, I'm going to drop my quarry and then go to combat. Attack with big vets. Sack for green. Second main. Opponent's going to get some lands here too, but I got to bet that it's better for me. Though I don't even know if that bet is true. This Consigned to Memory here would play. But you want the lands too. Don't be greedy. What if all three of their lands are in their hand? That'd be so sick. Wouldn't make any sense because they just resolved Brainstorm. But a girl can dream. Consigned to Memory has occurred. Veteran Explorer follow-up from hand. Pass the turn. A Wasteland actually pretty good here. Clips my quarry, and then I don't really have a lot of game. I could have rode my own guy, but their deck is full of Murktides and Barrowglyphs, so I don't really want to do that. Mystic Sanctuary, picking up Brainstorm. All right. Your boy's got an Orcish Bowmaster in hand. Flow State happens. Tameo. Okay, send this Brainstorm. Boo. Boo. All right. A land. Pretty sweet. I like those. Attack with the vet. Blocking with your 0/3. That's smart. Pretty good stuff. All right, I think I'm just going to pass. I don't have anything main phase I want to do here. Tameo beats. We know there's a Brainstorm in hand. They know I have a road. I know they have Brainstorm. They don't know I have Bowmasters. I don't know their other 4 cards. We're in a level system where neither player is incentivized to make a move on this Tameo. But the bad news is, if we both don't play to the level, then my opponent gets to start cracking clues and pulling way ahead. But if I don't play to the level, then I just don't do anything. I might go for an end step Endurance and see if I can get some action. Barrowglyph has been summoned. All right. I'm going to erode that. And I hope that will draw out the interaction, or draw out the Brainstorm with the Tameo, because now they think I don't have a road. Also in the end step, that matters a lot less. I am going to sack this Veteran Explorer in the end step. I can cast Endurance here and still have Bowmaster up. A forest and a swamp, I guess. I can fetch my plains if I want it. Endurance, target you. That resets flow states. Brainstorming here isn't even good because that flips Tameo where Endurance can just attack and kill it. Cracking the Clue is fine. Their stuff goes away. I'm just going to go to my turn. I would have loved to get a Surveil land there. I just can't really afford to do that. Attack with Endurance. And Grist. Nice draw. Solid card. We're in there. Make a bug. Build over an Orcish Bowmaster. If that card wasn't on their radar already. Now there's one face up. But I can Lazotep Quarry to make a 4/4 Orcish Bowmaster next turn. That might be something they want to play around. 5 cards in hand and 7, 8 mana to play with. I gotta imagine this Bowmaster's not going to do everything I want in the world. But if they cast Brainstorm, I'm still sending it. It's a Fatal Push, a Force of Will, which they can easily hardcast. A lot of good places this can go. However, they are at 13 life. They're also playing very deliberately. They're at under 6 minutes on the clock while I'm over 12. If they wait too long and take too many chip shots, Demolisher Spawn might demolish them. And Grist can kill Tameo as a creature or as a planeswalker. That's now a hurdle they have to manage. Jamming a Murktide or a Barrowglyph here isn't that good. Cracking the Clue. Still holding this Bowmaster. Diamond hands. I know you got a Brainstorm. Shit. Alright, well. Now I've been priced into it. You can take my Demolisher Spawn. I'd rather reanimate it anyway. Okay, didn't Brainstorm in response to Bowmaster, so they must be planning to kill that guy. Okay, Thoughtseize takes my Spawn. Opponent goes to 10, which is lucky because that Spawn would have dealt that much. I'd almost prefer if Tameo did become a Planeswalker right now, because then we don't have to play chicken around it. Like if it's a Planeswalker, I can just activate Grist and it's gone. If it's a creature, we know that Brainstorm's still over there. Your own Bowmaster. The traditional answer to a Bowmaster. Definitely fetching my other Surveil land this turn. Just looking for anything that does anything. This game's actually really close. End step, fetch the Surveil, the green-black Surveil. I think that's better than Dryad Arbor. Erode. That's a banger. Not really what I was fantasizing about, but it does play. And I can eternalize my Bowmaster here if I think that's a good play. I lose my sack outlet, but I do get to push a bunch of damage. Okay, I'm going to eternalize Bowmaster. This might prompt that brainstorm we know they're sitting on, then Tamiyo flips, and then I have good combat into their 2 loyalty Tamiyo. Yeah, there's the brainstorm. Deal 1 to your Bowmaster on ETB, and then just attack Tamiyo with all my stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna go in on that. I'm playing around a removal spell. Like, I want to put damage on this thing. I don't want to have to erode it. I want to save that for a Goy for a Murktide. Here's a fetch. Oh, failed to find. We got them all out there. All right, that's a free damage. I'll take it. And they still may have just been shuffling to clear the brainstorm. That still turns on Revolt just fine. Okay. Did have the fatal push. You lose your Orc army. Tamiyo goes to 1. I do have a 4/4 in play. And a removal spell in my hand. Flow state that is operational. Another flow state. Yeah, here's where it turns. All this mana just turns into cards. Yep, fatal push does work on that. Brainstorm. I think Grist will be killing Tamiyo this turn. Wasteland, that takes me off white, geez. Oh, or they can just cast Barrowglyph with it, that's fine. Okay. I don't want to get dazed. I will untap here. Oh my god. Well, I've got choices. I think I'd like to see if Atraxa ends up on the battlefield. Let's start with that. Oh yeah, that resolved no resistance. An enchantment, a creature, a land, and I have many sorceries to choose from. It's probably Lively Dirge. Is it Lively Dirge? Is this where I'm doing? Yeah, I'll take Dirge. Done. I'm gonna erode this Barrowglyph. They're out of basics. I'm gonna have Grist kill Tamiyo, sacrificing the bug, and then attack for 1. And I might need to fetch a plains, so I'm not going to play out this Veteran Explorer. Atraxa is kind of like 2 flow states. Aw, boo. I could have played around that. Oh, they took Planeswalker. All right, Atraxa, game on. I could have played around this with fetch land, with Verdant Catacombs instead of Prismatic Vista. All right, cool. They're just dead anyway. Too many permanents. Wow, positive record. Every match was pretty cool. Lots of decisions made with Yorion, Lively Dirge, Nickfit. So I think you could, if you were inclined to, focus this deck. If instead of Lively Dirge and Greensun Zenith and Natural Order and Academy Rector, you could probably build a 60 card deck that's really good at doing 2 of those things. But for what this is, for layers on layers, toolbox on toolbox, I think we did a pretty good job here. Long league, lots of decisions, hard-fought battles. My brain's kind of mush. I'm just going to leave it here. Corey, thanks for sharing it. If you're around New York City, check out the NYC Discord in the video description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.